Good morning. Welcome to One Love's live stream, where we are radically inclusive and where we are replacing the word tolerance with respect. So sit back and enjoy the message.
Well, there are three things I do when my life falls apart. Number one, I cry my eyes out and I dry up my heart. And not until I do this will my new life start. So that's the first thing that I do when my life falls apart. The second thing I do is I close both of my eyes and I say my thank yous to each and every moment of my life. I go where I know that love is and let it fill me up inside, gathering new strength from sorrow. I'm glad to be alive. Things are looking up, I know above the clouds the sun is shining. Things are looking up. Oh, love is still the answer. I am relying on three little things. Chapter end. I design my future bright, not by where my life has been, no. And I try again. Yes, I try again. Things are looking up. I know beyond the dark the sun is rising. Things are looking up. I know above the clouds that sun is shining. Things are looking up. Oh, love is still the answer. I am relying on these three little things.
Flying high, you know how I feel. Sun and the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Oh, I'm feeling good, yeah. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. river running free, yeah. You know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, yeah, yeah. Oh, you know how I feel. And this old world is a new world, and the whole world for me. And I'm feeling good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I'm feeling good. Yeah. Whoa. Butterfly out in the sun. You know what I mean, don't you know? Dragonfly out having fun. You know what I mean. See when peace is done. Oh, that's what I mean. In this whole world, oh, is a new world. In the whole world for me. And I'm feeling good, yeah. Good. Said I'm feeling good. No. Goody good, goody good, 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 goody good, 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 goody good, good, goody good, 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 goody good, good, goody good, goody good, good. Stars, when you're shining, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Hey, say freedom is mine, freedom is mine. Hey, that's how I feel, yeah. And this old world is a new world. Hey, in the whole world for me. And I'm feeling good.
I wouldn't be surprised if peace broke out all over. I wouldn't be surprised if I found a four-leaf clover, 'cause miracles abound. They happen all around me every day. I wouldn't be surprised if we put an end to hunger. I wouldn't be surprised if we just kept getting younger, 'cause miracles abound. They happen all around me every day. And life keeps blessing me with so much good. I wouldn't change it even if I could. Blessing me in every way. And if it all turns out okay,
wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised if I found out every answer. I won't be surprised when we find a cure for cancer, 'cause miracles abound. They happen all around me every day. And life keeps blessing me with so much good. I wouldn't change it even if I could. Blessing me in every way. And if it all turns out okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. That life keeps blessing me with so much good. I wouldn't change it even if I could. Blessing me in every way. And if it all turns out okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And life keeps blessing me with so much good. I wouldn't change it even if I could. Blessing me in every way. And if it all turns out okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Love you.
Oh my gosh, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here on this Sunday for this Sunday Connection. Thank you for everyone who's contributed to the music so far and everyone who contributes to this gathering each and every single week. Today, we're doing things a little different. I wanted to share with you the talk that Elizabeth Pearson shared with our in-person gathering in Birmingham just a couple of weeks ago. It's perfect, really, I believe, for segueing from imagination and creativity into this month's series as we're talking about regenerative life. We're talking about doing life on your own terms. We're talking about manifestation. We're talking about springing into new life. And it's just perfect. I felt like that her talk needed to be heard by the broader community. So today she's going to be sharing, and then at the end, instead of us doing our traditional One Love song, we're going to actually have Henry Scott doing this little light of mine, and you'll get a chance to see all of the folks there in Birmingham dancing around. And I want to say thank you to Barry Hester for capturing this video, because Carrie and I were out of town on that Sunday, and so we weren't able to be there and set up the equipment for that. And so Barry was so willing to share and capture Elizabeth's talk on camera and on audio, and then also to capture that wonderful time together toward the end with Henry Scott. It's really great. That's why I wanted to share it with you. I want to say that I'm happy, so happy that there are folks who are showing up today in person at 12 noon Central Standard. We're going to try to capture as much of the video of that as we can. We just are not sure because we're going to be outside without our typical Wi-Fi connections, but we're going to do what we can to hopefully capture at least a few songs from that event. We have my daughter Brianna down. We have Tori Malavet, who is we're calling him our resident maestro on the violin. He's going to be sharing today during the in-person concert. Hopefully you are on your way to it if you're not there already. And if not, we hope to be able to, like I say, share some of the footage from that. But without any further ado, we're going to turn this over now to Elizabeth Pearson and to Henry Scott, and they're going to guide us in today's Sunday morning connection. One love. I think that's how Patricia does it. One love.
You can really sense the momentum that it takes for all of this to come together, to bring all of us together the same place, the same time. You can sense the contribution of the gifts. We've, of course, got Henry Scott, you've got Bob sharing this beautiful space, people coming together to put the chairs together, the food, the table. There's a real momentum that brings us all together. And what my talk is about today is the profound gift of the present moment. So I do have some notes to share with you today, so I don't get long-winded. I've been warned we have to be out of here by a certain time. So I certainly appreciate Bob's recommendation for me to speak with you all today, and the center and the love that John and Carrie are really bringing to this community and bringing us together to center around this moment that we share on Sundays. It's beautiful, and we're hoping that it will expand to more than just Sundays, right? So as we bring all of our full awareness into the present moment, do you sense the many layers that comprise this moment? Both the seen and the unseen. All of consciousness in all dimensions are in this present moment. The present moment really brings all of existence together. It brings it together into this. I love this phrase, and I really want you to hear this phrase. The present moment brings us into an integrated oneness. It's the moment where all of the past is accessible, and all of the potential of the future is in the same profound moment. It also holds the potential to spark other seed to grow. And when we think of a seed, I can't help but think of epigenetics. You know, you hear that coming up more and more. And epigenetics was, as it was evolving, as the research was happening, at first it was showing us that our DNA, its contribution to the present moment is the understanding that our DNA is not only holding our hereditary, it was thought initially that it was also holding the environmental influences on our DNA. But now it's showing, actually, that the environment is responding to how we're showing up in the present moment. It's the present moment is holding our DNA, not only our hereditary, but our thoughts, our beliefs, and our ancestral traumas. And that is empowering, because what do we have control over? And you may question this, but it's actually been proven. We do have control over our thoughts, our beliefs, and our ancestral traumas. And these are studies that have been done, and what it's showing is that applying consciousness in meditation influences, it can change our DNA. So look at how much actual empowerment we have in creating the changes, not just changes, but transformation in our life. Not all change is transformation, okay? So we're talking at a transformational level, we can create that change. So when we're feeling those fears, I'm going to tell you how we can make that change. When we feel those worries and those concerns, instead of pointing the finger outside at what caused us to be stimulated, pointing the finger at the stimuli doesn't create the change because we don't have control over this external environment. But what we have control over is how it affected us. So, one of the keys to making that change is becoming the observer in the moment. Stepping out of the mind's interpretation of what we don't like about what's going on around us or what's going on in the world. And looking at what came up within ourselves. Holding that space and that time to look at what came up within ourselves invites consciousness in. We are doing our work to fully show up in the moment. And as a result, our inner guidance can come in and we can have an alignment so that we can create that space for transformation to occur. The way that we do that is often not by looking at it and obsessing about it, right? Have you found there's a problem and you obsess about it and what happens? It literally gets bigger because we're empowering it with our what? Our very life force energy. Our attention is our life force energy. And when it's going out, it's our life force going out. When we bring it back in, look at what got stirred up in the present moment. We're holding space for realization. We're able to look at the situation from a broader perspective. And that's what we're needing right now in every aspect of our life and what's going on in the world is the broader perspective. So I want to share a vision with you that I had. It's an inner vision. Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you getting stirred up inside about the empowerment I'm trying to exude into you with what we share in this present
I
moment?
can't believe you're inside my head right now. Go ahead.
So, in this vision that I had, I'm a visionary, and I don't know if you've had that beautiful experience where vision surfaces. There it is. And what I could see from this broad perspective was what looked like a thermostat. It looked like a thermostat except that the red part was at the bottom. And the little bulb of the thermostat was filled with red. Now, if it was measuring temperature, that red would be up high on that device. So I honed in on it. I looked at it deeper in my vision, and I could see that it was measuring presence. And that it was extremely low. And that I was suddenly seeing as I brought my consciousness into the vision, I'm honing into the vision, I'm now seeing from a much broader perspective. And I was in the universe and I was being shown how as I came down from the universe and down through the stars, through the Milky Way, through the, what do you call this orbit of planets? Solar system. And I went into the clouds and I could see that where that red of the presence was coming from was Earth, was humanity on Earth in the universal perspective. Money isn't what matters in the universal perspective, but as humanity has become identified with that as our value system, we are moving faster, aren't we? The miles per hour has gone from 50 to 60, in some places it's up to 80. We are rushing, or are we running? Right? We're moving faster and more empty inside of the very quality that we're chasing after. Because if we have all that we want of the external world, what is it that we're truly wanting within us? It's presence. If you really get and dig inside, what is it that brings the most fulfillment? It is presence. So the gift of the present moment is presence. We experience presence, and the invitation to experience presence is through surrender. The biggest gift of life is presence, and to access it is through surrender. How simple is that? We surrender our thoughts, our beliefs, our traumas, and enter into the profound gift that this moment holds. Now, what if I were to tell you that the present moment is a construct for our awakening? As we awaken presence within the present moment, we are not limited by our conditionings and our programmings, of our beliefs of how it began or what's going to happen in the end. We are simply in presence, and in presence we have an alignment with the highest possibilities to enter into our life, into our community. So presence provides an understanding that we are never truly separate. Now everyone in here knows that, but how many times do we go into the experience of feeling separate when we have those worries and we have those thoughts and we are feeling not good enough, or we're feeling all of those myriad of things that make up our present moment experience? So I want to really encourage everyone here to come into a state of presence where we become accountable for what is showing up, for what's stirring us out of the alignment with presence. That we genuinely hold space to have a realization for what is coming up in us that's causing us to get all excited in a way that has us feeling diminished, that has us feeling like we are incapable of doing something profound, of being that champion in our own life, of feeling that defeat. We are no longer going to tolerate those kinds of thoughts if we will surrender and we will come into the present moment, become the observer of whatever that emotion is that got stirred up. All we're asked to do is become the observer, and that creates the space for that presence to come in, for that objective perspective to influence a broader sense of what's really unfolding here, so that we can evolve and no longer perpetuate those patterns that are limiting our experience here in this lifetime. We are meant to be creative, to be imaginative, to fully express all that's inside of us, these myriad of gifts that may be buried beneath those thoughts and those beliefs, but is there waiting to be given the proper nourishment, to grow, to blossom and bloom. And as we're here on this day of equinox, it's so very special to be sharing this moment where we are the conduit between heaven and earth. We can hold that balance of our emotion through presence for the collective, who in their state can't quite hold that light. But we have this community that feeds our light, that we nourish as well, so that it may blossom and grow as a community of light. And so each time, truly, each time that we take the opportunity to embody this presence, it is a step in evolution of consciousness, and the whole universe celebrates, truly. As a human, we take this body for granted. We take this experience and all that it required for our consciousness to be in this vessel. It is a profound vessel that operates on its own. How amazing! We walk around individually thinking we're separate from life and from each other. That is profound. That we can have this individualized consciousness, perceiving separation, perceiving we have all of these problems, and forgetting that we have the solution within us for anything that's out there when we come together in that presence. But it requires our individual alignment, our commitment to do our inner work. It requires our expanded perception from the broader perspective of consciousness of what's really going on, so that we can create that change and we can do it together. We're not meant to do it alone. The deeper we do our inner work, the deeper the light can anchor inside of us. It's not about the number of people to create the change. It's about the depth to which those numbers come together that has been cultivated to hold the light, and to hold the presence, to hold that higher vibration, to align with the greatest vibration available to us, and to anchor it into this earth, to anchor it into our life, anchor it into the community, and not to stray without someone to reflect back the greater truth and possibility that we hold. So, I would like to take this time now to guide us into a meditation where we can experience that presence together. Because what is profound about the gift of the present moment is that we can come together in community and experience that presence in the present moment. So, if you would, go ahead now and just observe yourself, getting comfortable, but connect with the observer in you. The observer that sees you getting comfortable in your chair. The observer of your breath. The observer of calling your mind into silence, of bringing your mind down into your heart, because you can. And let's bring that light and that mind down into your center, to the center of your place of empowerment. That place where you source presence from. That place where you can have an individual experience of your living light as a part of the collective. So just establishing a foundation of our connection within the self, of the light in our center. And breathing. Breathing all of this presence, all that the present moment contains, down into your center. Feeling this life force energy of your breath in your human body as a vessel, the living light, moving up from your center and into your heart. It's really feeling this light, the heat of the light in your heart. Feeling this presence, creating space and room for it to expand, for it to have room, for it to be the foundation for every motion you make. This living light in the heart, feeling its warmth, sensing its expansion, sensing it growing with your attention. And getting bigger. As it expands, it's growing bigger than your physical body. Just feeling it warm you and nourish you, nourishing the very seed of your light within. And as it's growing and expanding and reaching outward, just imagine us all in a circle. And this light is reaching each other and joining with all the members of the community, those that are here and those that are not. Sensing John and Carrie and our loved ones, just seeing the circle expand and grow bigger. Really moving out and growing even bigger. Bringing in your family, your loved ones, those in this community. Allowing this light to really connect from you and grow outward, and being open and receiving other people's light as well through you. And as this light continues to grow, just begin to witness it also going upward and downward from your heart. Downward into the heart of the earth, and going upward as high as you can imagine into the cosmos. Your signature heart connection extending both downward into the earth and upward into the cosmos. Perfect balance and harmony. And as it goes up and out, begin to witness it now, coming back towards you, filled with the living light of the cosmos and the living light of the impulse that gives rise to all of nature to bloom. Rising both up towards you, towards your heart, and down from the cosmos towards your heart. And as both streams of light enter into your heart, just witnessing them crossing over like an infinity loop, going both back up and back down. Going back down towards the earth, going back up towards the cosmos, forming an infinity loop, coming back down and crossing through our heart as the center of both heaven and earth, as a perfect conduit and perfect balance on this day of equinox. Exuding this balance of presence, allowing this circulation of the infinity loop, continuing to crisscross through our heart, circulating down to the earth, rising back up with all of that life force, crossing through our heart, rising up into the cosmos. Really feeling now as that light comes back down, that streaming life force energy that's always available for us, moving through us. Just allowing all of that light flowing outward through the community, both above and below, to all come back down into the heart center now, and really radiating a light within us. This seed of light, so activated now, so living and so alive. Just feeling that presence. You may want to bring your hands over your heart and just really allowing this light to align you with the very presence of our collective humanity, of the cosmos and the earth, our integrated oneness, sharing this space and this time together. That your heart may remain open as we continue throughout the day and throughout the week until we meet again. allow this living light to nourish you and to grow the seed of your spirit, of your light within. Let us just be now in the silence for a moment. Continuing to be the observer, taking a big deep breath in, feeling alive, awake, and activated. Giving thanks for this very moment we share together in consciousness, in presence, in light and love. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, so many beautiful. I found myself just flowing in and out in some sort of like cosmic rainbow consciousness. It was just so beautiful just to contemplate the entire universe and our solar system and the Milky Way. And then like each one of the hearts in this room. Thank you. That's just so beautiful. So from the profound to the ridiculous, I was thinking about your beautiful words of just being in the moment and surrendering. And Mary Fauché has an amazing song. Maybe she'll do an impromptu.
That's what I was thinking about too. Though.
Were you?
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, she wrote a song. So, but I was asked just to speak about contributing, and we have a little lettuce bowl over there, which. So if anybody wants to put some lettuce in the lettuce bowl, they can. But I was thinking about contributing, and I was raised Catholic, and I always had kind of like, ugh, when that basket came around, I'm like, what does that mean? And now I've become more present, and I think, I was thinking of your references to nature, and rather than being a lake or a puddle or a pond, I'm more into river energy now and just really flowing in water. I love waterfalls. And I think that what we really are, even though we're raised in this kind of capitalistic overtone of the planet right now, is when I let energy flow through me, like money, affluence, gifts, and it comes in and I let it go out, and then you create a void and more comes in. So you end up growing as a conduit of a flow of energy and love and affluence. So anyway, that's my little encouragement to put some lettuce in the bowl. But from the profound to the ridiculous, I was thinking, let me bring this in so it's not blah, 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 give money. And what happened to me in college, I got out of college and I had my first job and I had a roommate. You know what first roommates are like. And I had ordered a pizza and I went to work and I forgot to bring lunch. Couldn't wait to come home for that pizza that was sitting in the refrigerator that I was probably going to eat cold. But all day long, I'm like, oh, that pizza's still there. Half the pizza's still in the refrigerator. I come home, rip open the refrigerator. The box seems light. I open it up. It's empty. So not only did my roommate eat the pizza, but then she put the empty box back in the refrigerator. So it was a total psych, and I was pissed, right? But I'm going into my consciousness, and I'm like, la la la, giving, da da. And I got to the point where I was like, I am so grateful that I had the $20 to buy the pizza originally, that I enjoyed the pizza the night before, and I'm so grateful that when my roommate was hungry, I was a source of nurturing and food. So she came in hungry, and the pizza was there. So I switched it from being PO'd to abundance, and that little empty cardboard in my refrigerator is really kind of a big lesson for me in life. Just like I want to give you all pizza. So. So that's that. And Mary, you got to come up with Henry and do. She has a surrender song.
Not
so.
today, darling.
Oh shoot, her voice is a little rough today.
You'll have to come back.
Okay, come back. But it's about surrender,
Bob,
which really is what it's all
That's
about.
been what he used to do with the collection plate when it was passed when he was a kid.
Oh my God, come up, please. You got.
I'd put in a quarter and take out 15 cents.
For those that couldn't hear, for the collection basket, Ben would put in a quarter and take out 15 cents.
That's
Well,
what
let's
I
try
thought
that
it was
too. Get some change. Get some change. Anyway, I love it. But the important thing is, like, we're all playing together. I think the important thing is for us to just show up as exuberant love in every moment of our lives. However we do that, that's the best investment.
So, there are also physical practices that can support our conscious evolution. So, if you feel comfortable standing up, you can stand up, but just give yourselves a little shake. Yeah, just make a little room, shake out anything that's in there. Yeah, give your little fanny a shake, give your torso a shake, give a leg a little shake, and just feel, get a little tingle going. That's life. That's life. That's energy. And then press your feet or your tailbone into the earth, and then inhale. Reach up as high as you can through your spine. Exhale, ground through your whatever's reaching the earth, and then expand in all directions. Big inhalation. Exhale, keep all that space, but relax the effort. Good. Again, inhale, re-engage the effort and expand in all directions. Exhale, keep the space, relax the effort. Do this 3 more times. Big breath in, inhale, expand the shape. Keep the space, exhale, relax the effort. 1 more time, big breath in. Exhaling and just soften and just feel the life that you are, the life that flows through you, the beauty that you are. Now, this is old school Sunday, so we're taking it back. This is this little light of mine. I hope you'll sing and clap and dance and do what you want to do, yeah? Here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Where are we gonna do it? All over Birmingham. Here we go. And all over this little light of mine. All over Birmingham. That's it. I'm gonna let it shine in the morning. All over Birmingham. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. All over Birmingham. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. How about everywhere we go? Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine in the morning. Everywhere I go, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Anywhere else? All throughout the universe. I love it. Here we go. All throughout the universe, I'm gonna let it shine on it. All throughout the universe, I'm gonna let it shine. All throughout the universe, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, we got a little train going. Woo, woo. Where are we going, Mary?
Deep within our hearts.
Deep within our hearts? All right, here we go. Deep within our hearts, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, deep within our hearts, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Deep within our hearts, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This
Now try it on the other way.
let it shine, let it shine. Tell somebody, this little light of mine. shine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I said let it shine, let it shine.